Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I wanted to show you guys how to make these pretty flowers here. I have a lot made because I'm getting ready for a couple markets that I have this weekend, and these are for like pendants for necklaces, but you can also make them for earrings, and this is what they look like. It is very simple. It's also pretty quick, so I'll be showing you guys how to make them. First, let me move all of this to the side. I've kind of got a mess here today, making all these pendants, just getting ready for the weekend. But for the supplies that you will need your flat nose pliers, your cutters, you will need something round for the petal shape. This is what I use. I'm not sure what this is called. It's got like some steps here. But just anything round that you can use. You can also use, like if you have these pliers, you can use this part for when we get to making the petals. And then for the wire, this is the brand I use. I'm going to use 18 gauge. 18 gauge is a little tough. I like to use it because of how thick it is, so there's no risk of the flower kind of bending. If that is too tough for you, for your fingers, you can also use 20 gauge wire. Like this flower here is made in the 20 gauge, so it's still as good. I just prefer to use 18 gauge. And then you'll also need 24 gauge. And then for the bead, I'm using a 6mm. You can also use 8mm, just slightly bigger, it's up to you, but I'm using 6mm for today. Okay, so first thing, you're gonna start about an inch, a little bit more than an inch. Let's say a little bit more than an inch right here. You're gonna start your bend like this. Like that, okay? We're gonna start doing like little rays here for the petals. Then you're gonna get about 1 centimeter, and 1 centimeter about there. Most of the time I just eyeball this, but 1 centimeter. Bend this down like that. So you should have this now. Squeeze that together carefully like that, and then you're gonna make another one. Just bend it and make another ray there, another bend, and squeeze that together like this. You're gonna keep going, and you're gonna do this until you have 6 of them. They're not all gonna come out perfect, which is fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. And squeeze. Okay, so I'm gonna come back when I've done the other 3. So here I've got all 6 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there. Now you're gonna wanna pull them apart carefully and slowly. Just pull them apart. Not too far, just a little bit. Like this. Okay? And now you're gonna grab the round tool, whatever you're using to make the petals, and you're gonna take each one, right? And you're gonna push it in like this. Okay? And then with your flat nose pliers. You're going to go on the sides here. I am not too good at explaining, so I really hope like the video is actually helping you more than like what I'm saying. But you're gonna squeeze these two ends together. Like that. And then you got one petal there. And you're gonna do that to all of them. Okay, so I'll just do one or two more on camera. Squeeze the ends together. Like that. And as you go, put them together like this. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Like that. Squeeze these two ends. And you'll see the flower kind of it'll start forming like this. Okay, so I'm going to do the other three off camera. Here is what you're gonna end up with. Okay, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna get one of the ends. It doesn't really matter which one. Just grab one of the ends and you're gonna make sure that one of them is facing straight up. Straight up. Okay, your other end, you're just gonna pull it and wrap it around once. Wrap it around the other end, the one that you have bended to be straight up. Do not pull too hard. Wire is very unforgiving. If you pull too hard, you're probably gonna mess up the entire shape. So just be sure to be gentle, and smaller movements is better while you're doing this. Okay, so just pull and you're gonna wrap around once like that. Grab this one and I wrapped around here. Okay, and that's all you're gonna do for that one. You're gonna cut off, leave a little bit of a tail, like a very small tail. Put your finger on the edge that's coming off so that doesn't jump to your eyeball. Okay, and then you have that tiny tail right there, right here. You're going to wrap that tail around the rest of the extra piece here. So it should be in here. Make sure that nothing is sticking out, right? It's all good. You should be left with this. So now we're gonna put this aside for a second. I'm gonna grab our 24 gauge wire and you're gonna cut a piece about this big. Just kind of eyeball it, but this is about like almost 2 inches there, and that's probably too much. So with this piece, you're gonna grab your bead, put it in there, grab the flower, place it in the middle, and we're gonna basically tie these pieces around one of the petals. Okay, so it's like this. Make sure you put your finger on top of the bead so it's not rolling everywhere. And with your plier, just put it in the middle, pull it back. So I put the edge of the 24 gauge, I pulled it back to go into the middle of 2 petals. Same thing with the other side. I'm gonna pull this back. So we've got this and the 2 on this side now. Now that you're on this side, you're just gonna wrap it around. I do about 2 wraps around. I'm gonna finish this off camera. It's really awkward under the camera. Basically, you are just tying it around the petal here, and I'll show you what that's gonna look like when I come back. Once you've wrapped around, this is what it's gonna look like. If you could even see, I've wrapped it twice around this petal right here. There's 2 wraps there, and then 2 wraps on this side as well. Okay, and I've got 2 tail ends here, right there, and then you just cut off the excess. Whoops. Right there, and there. And then you just flatten that out. Always make sure when you cut something, when you cut the edge of something, that you flatten it out so that the person that's wearing it doesn't get hurt. Just check, make sure nothing is sticking out. Like that. This is the back, okay? And then it should look like this. And now with this part that's left up here, you can just grab your bail making pliers and just wrap it down to make your bail. Like that. See, just made the bail there. Like that. And that is it. And this is how it looks on a chain. It is super pretty. And I'm gonna show you how it looks on as well. I'm recording on my phone here, but this is how the necklace looks on. It's super pretty. I hope the camera is focusing well enough so you could see that. It's so simple, which is something I really love. And yeah. And that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you are able to recreate these flowers. I'm still getting used to filming, still getting used to explaining my process and how I make things. This is really my second video, so if you guys have any tips, or if you guys want to see something else, if you need me to explain better, go slower, please let me know in the comments. Please be sure to subscribe, and I will be back with another tutorial soon. Thank you. Bye.